wearing all black.
Aloha! Here with JC and Jeff.
Ain't no time for school today.
Hitting bombs.
Hey, watch this punch cut lob wedge. Replace your Marshalls with Cart Girls. They're better looking. They're serving drinks.
Got to hit bombs off the tee.
Phil talking about a guy taking a shit in the cut.
Mahalo!
That's what we did fireside with Phil.
Fire at the stick.
Hit bomb and attack the pin.
It's the awkward part, Jeff. I don't know why. But Jeff, what's going on, man? Welcome back to the Aloha Press Show. How's it going? Like, you got a new beard? It's beautiful. It's, are you trying to get it in the are you retired now? Are you venturing out doing other things? Are you going to contribute to the podcast more often? What's really going on? You on vacation? I like the look. It looks like we're back in Mexico.
Well, I wish I was retired. I'll tell you that much. It's 10, 11-day stretch I'm on right now, running down to San Diego and back. I feel retired. All reality is going to hit tomorrow, though, when I got that 4:13 wake-up call.
That's a wake-up call I don't ever wish upon anyone. That is way too early. And when I've decided, like, when people are getting older, they tend to brag about how early they just naturally wake up. I'm still one of those guys who can sleep until like 8, 9, 10 o'clock and have no problem. It might be due to the drinking I did the night before, but I don't miss those 4:30 wake-up calls.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something about this trip to San Diego, right? It's an awesome trip. We're going to play golf and party. No restrictions at all while I'm there. But I decided to book 6 a.m. flights there and back, which means I'm getting up at like 3:30.
It's a rookie mistake.
And then when I'm there, we decide to get up early both days and try to get shit done. And we're not gonna party too hard, and that's a mistake because once we start, we can't stop. So I actually lost more sleep on this vacation trip than I would have if I was just working my regular 10-hour shifts.
That's so Jeff, you went down, you were supposed to maybe play Torrey Pines. You went down and played some golf. Apparently, I mean, you're still here. You guys didn't cross the border. I'm assuming you're gonna go to Tijuana and venture off into the promised land. But you guys had a good time though?
Oh, we had a blast. We didn't get to play Torrey. We got to see it. You could see it from the beach where we were hanging out one of the days, slinging the rock around. But we got to play a golf course, a Johnny Miller gem called Madeiras. It's in the mountains, or I should say the hills away from the ocean. It was beautiful. We all played really well. Me and Ben Smithers drank a entire bottle of Johnny Black while we were out there. Jim Beam Black. Fuck, I can't even remember because I was so having so much fun.
Yeah.
But it was a blast. Yeah, it was a blast. The weather was, high 60s. I was wearing long sleeves. I loved it. And now I'm back here in California. You're wondering why I'm inside this week because it's triple digits out there and I can't take it right now. So I had to be inside.
I'm with you, man. It's we ventured out. We had we played in a member this weekend, and it was one of those events that you look forward to because I won the damn thing last year and like won some money, but this year my partner could not make it for whatever reason. And he might have had too many beverages the night before. But I got paired up with this kid he's going to be like a college golfer. And I'm like, shit, we could win this thing, right? 3 handicap, plays out there all the time, works at the golf course. Really pumped up. But then I realized it's like Georgia heat. I look on my thermostat and I go, oh, it's 72 out. Like, I'm going to wear like my nice cotton Nike type shirt. It's got the Aloha Press. I walk outside and it's a fucking oven out there. Good God. I've never been hit with so much humidity in my life. It was like literally a microwave of fucking just sweat. On top of it, we're playing in this tournament in Georgia, right? Beautiful out here. No, it rained for fucking 9 holes and I'm completely soaking wet. It was not a great experience. We lost. I had a horrible experience on a particular golf hole. Like, we played this format. We generally play in the remember we play 4-ball. So like, your 2 best score, fucking you write it down like we did at the home game. No, last minute they changed it up. So the front 9, they go and play not a shamble, like it was a best ball like tee shot, okay? And then you had to hit alternate shot in. And I can't remember what the format's called. I've never played it before, but we're standing there. We're playing with these 2 guys who are not playing particularly well. One guy's really good and angry because he blade chunked shanked a few wedges that got him. Like at one point in time, I saw a club being thrown at a golf cart. So that was not a great start for their team. We went like even par through 6 holes. And to finish the story up, Jesus, I'm so fucking angry about it. But the guy who's playing with them just didn't give a fuck, like didn't care at all. So my partner steps up on the tee box, hits kind of like a pull hook draw into like what we thought might have been kind of the trees, but could have been on the fairway. And we go down, look for his golf ball. Sure enough, the other 2 guys pull up to this golf ball in the fairway, and we're like, oh, this is our golf ball. I'm like, fuck, okay. I didn't hit a great one, so he's got to hit my shot, which is like a 190 uphill into the wind. Anyways, puts it to like the top of the bunker where I've got to like have this awkward stance. It's either like I hit it left-handed or have an awkward stance. Anyways, these 2 knuckleheads who said that they had identified their golf ball and now are now hitting the golf ball, they hit my partner's golf ball. That was like 130 yards away from the fucking hole, but they stuff it into the bunker, and my partner walks over and goes, that's my fucking golf ball. So it was a huge debacle of like rules officials. There was a member like council that had to be happening. I've never seen so many assessed stroke penalties. It was absolutely just one of those like headaches, and reminded me, you know, kind of like your experience a couple weeks ago with the 2-inch putt. So.
Well, I was going to say we're fucking horrible at getting these penalties or having stupid shit happen on the golf course. And you weren't the only one playing in Georgia this week, because the girls are out there, and they had a little fiasco with their tournament as well.
Oh yeah, it's if you guys weren't aware, I mean the beautiful KPMG PGA Championship, just all kinds of nonsense. Jeff, I know you looked at the golf course. We've seen it before. I picked Keegan Bradley to win this last week, and we'll get to the Travelers. Really good, emotions going. He, a little juice in Atlanta. What did you think about the golf course?
Which one? The Travelers?
No. The Atlanta Country Club.
The women's?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I thought? I was surprised for a major championship venue. I mean, it was beautiful, but I was surprised at how easy it was for the girls to see Nelly go out there and shoot at 63, and then just the scores at the end were really far under par, and that's unusual for a major championship.
Well, Jeff, I'll tell you why. It's because it was fucking hotter than shit. The greens that they were playing on were bent grass, and that bent grass would have died if they didn't water that fucking thing. They could throw darts at those holes, because we play a similar grass. We play same bent grass, just about 30 minutes east of, or 30 minutes west of Atlanta Country Club. And I knew that they were going to be able to go low because it was so humid. And I didn't understand why these girls were wearing long sleeves, because fuck, it was an oven out here. It was absolutely crazy. Nelly Korda, you're big time winner. But there was a story that happened on Friday that you shared with me. Maybe one of our I don't even know how to properly say Hispanic friend in English or Spanish. But what's crazy is the PGA Championship is known for kind of its slow play, its easier play. But there was some drama on the 18th hole that you explained to me earlier, and I had no clue. We've got, kind of a weird ruling. Jeff, I mean, can you tell people about it?
Well, yeah, Nelly got the W. She won. She took home about $650,000, big chunk of change for the women's game.
Which is sad. Which is sad. Which is really sad.
But I'm sitting in my hotel room taking one of my naps, my mid-afternoon naps, just trying to recover from what San Diego was doing to my body. And I'm watching Friday as, they're kind of the cut lines coming up and girls are making it or missing it. And Maria Fossey is standing there after she signed for a card, and there's some drama. So I start paying attention a little bit more. She birdied 18 to make the cut, right? She was a sponsor's exemption. She played well the first round, not so good, but she birdied 18 to make the cut. She went to the scorer's tent, signed for her card, and they assessed her a 2-stroke penalty because her last shot, she took over 60 seconds to hit the putt. And I'm like, what is going on here? I found out she'd been put on the clock for slow play earlier in the round, but common sense tells you it's the last fucking putt. She's going to take a little bit longer to read it. She was over like 20 seconds, 20, 30 seconds. She drilled it. let her make the cut. Get on her tomorrow. That kills me. I mean, these rules, whatever, dude, that is horrible. I get it if it's like mid-round and she's going over 60 seconds continuously, but that was a joke.
To assess someone a 2-stroke penalty and to kick them off the golf course and essentially take money out of their pocket. Like, I get it. Maybe like fine them, hit them with something, or maybe hit it. But God, I mean, if anyone's pissed, it's got to be the sponsor, right? Like, if I gave someone a sponsor, hey, you write them a check, KPMG, whatever, Diet Cola, it just, I'd be fucking pissed. I would lose my mind. I don't even know who, the PGA Championship, I would lose my mind on the 18th hole. I think you would have had to escort me off the golf course, because this is a big event for her. I mean, this isn't, you don't get these opportunities all the time, and you make a cut in a major championship. Unfortunately, the ladies don't make a lot of money, but fuck, she at least could fly back to Mexico where she's from and visit her family or something.
Yeah, I mean, she might have made $9,000, for last place. Not like you're making big bucks, but it's something. And at least, like you said, who knows? Maybe she gets hot on the weekend. I mean, she was nowhere near the leader's score, but it's just a sad story in the game of golf on the biggest stage for the women, major championships, and whoever's running that clock, you're fired. You're fired, in my opinion. It's like the shot clock, operator in a men's league basketball game that wants to say, "No, if fucking 24 hit before that ball got out of his hand, get out of here. Just go away."
I just, the thing that like disturbs me the most is like they set these ladies up for failure. Like, you're gonna bring them in, you're gonna give them freaking rangefinders this week on a golf course that they don't ever play, and you're gonna assess them you gotta assess those girls a 2-stroke penalty on last week's event, not this week's. Like, come on, like that's a huge deal, especially a 2-stroke penalty. Shit, and why even let her putt it out? Just blow the fucking horn and go. Nope, get off the green. You're DQ'd. Sorry. Like, that would have been a better fucking story.
But here's the reality: if you're really putting something on the clock, like, you better have a goddamn mobile shot clock out there that you set that I can see, like in the NFL, the play clock. Like, I need to know: do I need to pick up the pace or not? Because in my head, if I'm putting for birdie to make the cut, and I'm reading that putt and I'm grinding over it, the last thing I'm doing is also counting 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000 alongside that. So screw the guy that was keeping the clock. She should have made it. But it's typical. Every big women's event, there's something else that overshadows the winner and the tournament, and it's no different this week.
Because I gotta ask, like, that same guy, is he assessing Dustin Johnson a 2-stroke penalty?
No, because he doesn't want to get punched in the face.
Exactly. Because Dustin's brother AJ is gonna freaking give him the finger. Okay, and I don't mean the middle finger. Okay, he's gonna insert things in places that he doesn't need to be inserted. It's just one of those things that you get DJ. I'm watching him here at the Travelers, and it's just horrible. He's just playing horrible golf. He's got no freaking chance, and I gotta see him and his brother just analyze every 8-footer. I mean, they're doing the freaking, what is that thing where they're doing the fingers? And they're doing the the balancing thing. It fucking drives me crazy. So it's sad to see that, sometimes the game's not fair, especially with her, Sunday. I mean, Nelly Korda is absolutely like just kicking the shit out of this girl, who was paired with her, Lizetta Zales. Good golfer. Rather slow golfer, was absolutely like known to be the slowest, and Nelly Korda is known to be the fastest. So you slam these two together, and Sunday was just kind of a drag, and it was kind of like I like to see, if you're gonna assess someone a 2-stroke penalty on Friday, you might as well do it on the last group, right? Like, assess her a 2-stroke penalty, because it was pretty slow out there.
Well, double standard. I didn't watch Sunday's round. I was a little busy with canceled plane flights and trying to get back home. But it's just,
Southwest doesn't have a free Wi-Fi and television in the seats.
All they had was like a free texting app, so you could at least communicate while you're on the plane, sitting in the last seat in the back, where it is loud as you know what and rattles the entire time. But that's what happens when you're the last person on the flight.
That's the way it goes. It was a good Sunday. It was cool to see Atlanta Country Club or Atlanta Athletic Club got to talk to a couple people who actually had played the golf course. They love it. They said it's really incredibly hard. What Nelly did was absolutely impressive. 22 years old. She gets back to, well, she is now the first American lady since 2014 to become number one in the world for the ladies game, which is impressive. And she gets a berth into the Olympics, which we might get to later. Nelly, I mean, back-to-back wins, first major championship. She's made it to the Hot or Not list on our show. Go check that out in recent podcasts. How good is this girl going to be? I mean, she's clearly already better than her sister, and better than, I don't know who else they talk about. Is her brother a tennis player or something? They keep talking about like inspiration of the Nellys and the Kordas. It just drives me crazy. But how good is this girl going to be at 30 years old?
She's stupid good right now. But the one thing about the women's game, and I was actually talking to my brother about it this week, is those girls tend to peak early, and they don't really carry that momentum later into their career, and then the younger ones come up and take the thunder. It's not kind of like the men's game where they're really good late in their careers. So I don't know how good she'll be for how long, but she's the best right now by far.
Well, let's dive into that. I mean, Jeff, as we're speculating, it's two men here on a golf podcast show that's known to be rather rated R. But I mean, why do they? Is it because they're, is it? I'm even hesitant to say anything. Is it hormones? Like, what is it? Are things getting in the way? I
think this. I think in the women's game, you see them. One, they start earlier, they mature earlier, and they're, I guess, more focused at a younger age, and they play really well. You don't see 14-year-olds playing in the U.S. Open with the men. You see 14-year-old women beating and winning tournaments, So it's a completely different game, and that's why I think they peak earlier than men peak at certain sports. Tennis is the same way. Even though you got somebody like Serena and Venus that can, just go out there and kill people for their entire career until they start getting hurt. But it's just a different game. It really is. So
see, Jeff, you gave the the Miss America answer, which I appreciate. You gotta keep it squared away. I, on the other hand, disagree. Okay, I think they've been ridden so hard in the younger age, like like you said, 14 to 22 to 25. I think at that point in time, they've moved out of their parents' house. Okay, their dad has loosened the reins. They maybe have gotten married, and I think they just have a little drinking problem. They realize that they serve booze at the bar, at the golf course, and maybe they spend a little less time on the range, a little more time in the bar, and they get a little taste of that freedom that comes in that beautiful can of, I'm drinking Heineken Zero, so it's clear that I've lost some of my focus, but it's, I think that's the way it goes. I think, life decisions. That's right. I mean,
we've never talked about the women's game so much today. It's headlined our show,
which is crazy. We've talked a bunch about it. So, I mean, hold back your excitement because we're going to get to the beautiful Travelers, which, by the way, I'm down now 8 bottles. I picked a previous champion, hometown kid, to absolutely puke all over himself. And Keegan Bradley, as Paul Casey just slopped away another, T50th by barely making the cut, which is just absolutely impressive. I watched a little bit of his game, and he was just grinding the entire time with Phil Mickelson, and I think he was playing with Bubba Watson or someone. But we had just an incredible CBS broadcast with a 8-hole playoff. Jeff, I don't know who I'd pick last to be an 8-hole playoff, but I'm pretty sure Harris English and Kramer Hickok is on top of my list of 2 guys who I do not want to see go par out for the next 45 minutes at the beautiful Travelers. But Harris English gets it done.
Well, I didn't watch any of it on Sunday, but I'm assuming that 8 holes probably took him close to an hour and 45 minutes, somewhere in that range. I think even if I was watching, I don't think I would have continued to watch a 2-hour playoff or an hour-and-a-half playoff with those 2 guys. It's just not worth my time. And that course didn't play as easy as it has in the past. I was expecting fireworks every day out there. And you got some good players in that field that didn't shoot very well, or you got a guy like Bubba who fucking just fell apart the last 6 holes. He's got a chance to win the golf tournament, and then he just shoots 6 over in the last 6 holes and falls apart.
Yeah, he might have visited the drink cart girl a little soon on the back nine. I think he was counting his dollars. I didn't realize how many people hated Bubba Watson. I was at this remember listening to some of these guys who had actually been around him, and they're like, I hate that guy. I'm like, why do you hate him? And he's like, guy's just a piece of shit. I'm like, okay, fuck, all right. It's he absolutely coughs at him, coughs up. I think I think 5 bogeys, a double in there. Absolutely puked all over himself to get himself out of it. Harris English. I mean, I didn't know anything about the other guy. Apparently he's been on tour for a while. I will say he was rather pumped up. Both of them were like yelling and screaming. It's sad to say, but Harris English walked away with $1.3 million, and Kramer Hickok walked away with $800,000 to just a, I don't want to say abysmal finish, but playoff golf with boring players is not very fun, and especially when they're just parring out. They did show a little fireworks, so I'll give them that, but I looked at this particular field, and, hate to say it, Jeff, but it was not very exciting. It was not, I mean, I don't know about you, but I didn't watch any of it. I know you didn't watch any because you're busy struggling with the Southwest app.
Yeah.
But moving on, I mean, Travelers. God, I hate some of these PGA Tour events. They could have easily not had this one. I don't give a shit if it's in Boston. Give Boston another event somewhere later down the year. Some of these mixed events, like, can we have 1 week off a month, please? I mean, to give the LPGA Tour maybe some highlight reel. I mean, the PGA Championship, when Phil won it, we had 12 hours of coverage. We had 3 hours in Atlanta for the girls. It's just sad.
Well, I learned something. I learned why there were so many good players there the week after a major, which was kind of shocking to me. And in their interviews, it wasn't about the golf course. It wasn't about the tournament. It wasn't about winning the tournament. It was about the hospitality, the food, the rooms, the rental cars, the vacation they got the week after a major championship. That's all it was. Nobody talked about that. DJ didn't give a fuck about being there. Brooks didn't care.
No.
Brooks is over there mouthing to the camera, saying $1,000 to JT because he holed out. He doesn't care. He's talking shit to the guy who only bet $100 on him in the crowd, who's giving him shit. Those guys didn't care. That's why we got a finish with Hickok and English, right? That's why we got that type of finish. That, besides Bubba breaking his driver on a swing and hitting it 300 yards and making birdie, like, who cares about that? That was the talk of the fucking tournament.
It was a bit overwhelming.
That and Harris. No, I was gonna say that and Harris English's caddy spent 10 years in prison for freaking shipping cocaine.
When I listened to Brooks's like preview interview, they're like, "Oh, like, why is it?" He's like, "Oh, they treat the caddies here really well." You're like, "What? You flew across the country? You spent 8 hours on a plane so your caddy can have a good time? Like, good God, go to some fucking all-inclusive somewhere." I mean, shit, it just, absolutely checking off the vacation up in Boston, which is, I mean, good for them. But yeah, Jeff, you're telling me before the show, Harris English is spent 10 years in prison, and then you had to clarify for me. Don't say that. That's the wrong information. But Harris English's caddy spent 10 years in prison. Is that what you said? First of all, where did you find that? Like, what tabloid section are you reading that off? And where's your source? I mean, I need a few more details on these.
No, it's a legit story. Mark Calcavecchia back in the day hired this guy Eric Larson to be his caddy. Right? He's on the bag with Calc, fucking somehow gets into the dope game and starts sending cocaine. I'm assuming what he said, sending it to his buddies in the mail. Right? Okay, well, 20 years ago or 10, 15 years ago back in the day, that was still kind of a big crime. And so he got hit with a 10-year prison sentence because he sent it across state lines. I mean, he got on camera and said he's never used it. He's never given it to PGA Tour players or anything like that. But he did his 10 years. Now he's back and he's in the winner's circle.
Like 10% of $1.3 million is $130,000. You can buy a lot of cocaine. You could probably take that cocaine and flip it. Like there's a few players I'm assuming have had a few issues. 10 years ago. Holy shit, that's crazy. And he came back out. He's rehabilitated. I mean, the prison system worked, right? He's got a job. He makes more than I do.
Hey, he's made $200,000 in the last 2 weeks between the U.S. Open and the Travelers, so he's doing all right.
And I just want to know, like, what does he tell his probation officer where he has the ability to travel wherever the fuck he wants? Like, I want that guy to be representing me.
Yeah, I don't think he got out early. He served his time, no parole, no nothing. He's just like, when I get out, I want to be clean because I want to travel the world caddying for these PGA Tour players.
Ah, that's incredible. Like, what do you do into prison to keep up your caddy game scored away? Do you just like carry people or like bags of potatoes or
A lot of shoulders.
a lot of I don't know. And another news that's
It was
coming out.
it was a great fucking tournament.
Absolutely. I hate to say it, but the Travelers, we might miss it next week or may miss it next year. Other big news as the Olympics is coming closer and closer. It's been finalized. We have 4 players from the United States who are going to be representing our country, and I can't be any more prouder to announce that Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Bryson DeChambeau, and Xander Schauffele are going to be wearing the red, white, and blue at this year's Olympics. Jeff, is this good news? Are these 4 good representations of our country?
I think so. Hey, I mean, I know DJ didn't want to be there. There may have been some other guys that didn't want to be there. I think the Olympics is an important thing. I think the winner of the Olympics is a big deal to go out and win that tournament, especially since it wasn't around for a long time. So I'm all for it. But I'll tell you what, I'm more excited about the women's team. I mean, how do 2 sisters qualify for the Olympics the same year? That is amazing. I mean, Nelly and Jessica Korda both made the Olympic team. Think about being their parents. That's like the power fucking siblings right there.
It's really incredible. I mean, for the ladies, we got Nelly Korda, Daniel Kang, Lexi Thompson, and Jessica Korda getting it done on the US side for the ladies. But Jeff, I have to hit on the men's. I mean, is it just every country in the world is looking at our team and going, Justin Thomas been in the news in Hawaii, made a few poor choices in words. Like, Jesus Christ. And then we've got Bryson. I mean, the epitome of the American dream, right? Like, just pumping weights, stacking on the protein, and talking shit to other players on the tour. And then you've got probably the 2 nicest guys in the world, Colin Morikawa and Xander Schauffele. If I was looking at the American team, I would be like, I hate America even more, because this is, to me at least, is like, it's the American dream.
Well, you know why they picked these 4 guys, or these 4 guys, I don't know if they were picked or they said they would go. These guys don't look like they're going to party or have a good time. They're going to go abide by the rules and go back to their room every night and be good boys and not do anything wrong. And that's what the Americans want, because they don't want any more trouble to come. I mean, you send DJ over there, come on, he's going to get wild at some point. Send me somebody over that's going to go party and make friends with the other countries.
I need a story. I need I need DJ breeding a few more children that are going to be, competing in the next 20 years of Olympics. When you look at that team and you realize, like, the only thing that's going to come out of Japan is Bryson DeChambeau. What is he going to try and do at the Olympics? He's going to pull some shenanigans. Is he going to try and do, like, I don't know, some Olympic style lifting? Is he going to try and, like, throw the pole vault? Is he going to try and get in the relay race? I don't know many sports in the Olympics. I'm just naming off the ones I can. I'm just refraining from, like, Blades of Glory, and the other Olympic movies. But is he gonna try? I mean, I don't think he will, but I would love to at least try and see that.
I see Bryson getting sick, some type of disease or virus, because he's gonna go over there and he's gonna try some weird ass protein shake or weird ass medicinal thing to gain a little advantage, whatever, from wherever they're at, and it's gonna make him sick. Something like that's gonna happen.
It's they're gonna be out in Tokyo, Japan. Is where they're gonna be hosting the Olympics, Jeff. So but I gotta ask, okay? Golf is new to the Olympics. I need to know, who are the last 3 medalists in the 2016 Olympics? Do you have any idea? Any idea? It's very important, right? We cover golf, kind of.
I know who won. I know
Okay.
that Justin Rose was the gold medal winner.
All
So
right.
Justin Rose won the gold. These are wild guesses.
Yeah.
I'm going to go silver, Henrik Stenson, bronze, Ricky Fowler.
Wow. First of all, Henrik Stenson, great. Yes, silver medalist. Um,
All right.
yeah. Unfortunately, Matt Kuchar was your bronze
Kuchar.
medalist,
All right.
which is
So I got 2 out of 3.
Yeah, you got 2 out of 3, which is incredible.
All right.
That's why you're leading the bottle race. Okay, that's exactly why. You've got the knack this year. Can you imagine what trouble Matt Kuchar got into? I mean, if it's Olympics, he doesn't have to pay his caddy at all, right? Anyways. So that's your Olympic coverage brought to you by the boys at Aloha Press. I don't know what else we have on the agenda. We kind of already covered some of the story time, but I guess we could cover, make some of our picks for this week's Rocket Mortgage Classic out in Detroit. Unless I'm missing anything, Jeff, am I?
No, I'm ready for picks in the Rocket Mortgage Classic, the Ricky Fowler tournament.
Yeah, you've got Ricky Fowler's in the mix. They came out with some of the pairings, which is gonna be pretty good. You got a few guys in there that's we got Phil Mickelson claiming that he's I think he's dropping the 2-wood. I don't know what that club was, and is adding a hybrid, which is exciting. Looks like his swing is back to PGA Championship style apparently. I don't know, Jeff. Who do you got this week? You're the leader in the clubhouse. I've got a long. I need 8 more weeks of winning. So, what do we got?
Here's my thought. I was hanging in San Diego with the boys. We're playing golf. We're talking a lot of Aloha Press podcast. Tournaments coming up, stuff like that. And the bottle race came up, and they know you're 8 down. And they started talking, who are you going to pick this week? I had no clue. I didn't even know what the tournament was until earlier today. I did a little research on my way home from Roseville, and I thought, what would be better than to give you a chance? I'm going to have a guest pick. So this isn't even my pick. So I took 3 names, and I took Phil Mickelson, Patrick Reed, and Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay.
I gave them to my wife. She wrote them on a piece of paper, and she went in the bedroom, and she did her own research, right? I'm expecting just to pick a name by random. She comes out. She's giving me their world ranking, where they stand, the power rankings. She obviously did some real research. So this pick is going to be on her, and it sounds like I may fucking snag your pick, but she's going with the defending champ, Bryson DeChambeau.
I mean, why wouldn't she? I mean, she did her research. She clearly didn't she didn't listen to the previous podcast, so she knew not to listen to my dumbass. Bryson DeChambeau, 7-1 this week, defending champion. Big fan of Detroit, I hear. This is his second time at the event. That's a great pick. Yes, I was going to pick Bryson DeChambeau. I figured why not? Why not pick the defending champion?
Hey, he drove the ball like a motherfucker. I remember this tournament last year just because of how long he was hitting the ball. So yeah, she's got a good pick. So she might get me to 9. Who knows?
She might get you to 9, which is absolutely gonna be crazy. Looking down the list, I mean, there's a bunch of guys who are, you would not want to pick. I mean, Patrick Reed is 14-1. You got Webb Simpson 16-1, Hideki 16-1, Zalatoris 20-1. I hate to say it, but I like part of me says like just roll the dice and pick Ricky Fowler, but I can't do that. That's a really dumb pick. I'm gonna go with I don't know why Vegas likes Patrick Reed. That absolutely scares the crap out of me. I'm gonna go with Joaquin Neiman at 27-1.
Okay. All right. I have another bet for you.
Oh God.
And so I'm just gonna give you another bet. You're gonna make the pick. I'm just gonna go with whoever you don't take. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So who wins this week between Phil Mickelson and Hickok? They're playing together. Guy's coming off of a runner-up last week. He's paired with Phil. I think he's paired with Phil and Ricky. Hickok or Mickelson, who scores better by the end of the week?
Oh
for a second bottle.
Hickok, I guarantee you, blew about $300,000 last weekend after a second place victory. I'm gonna go with Phil Mickelson. I can't. I mean, I was watching some of his videos earlier hitting hybrid. I mean, I'm never gonna doubt Phil Mickelson ever again. I gotta go with Phil, even though he lost to this 29-year-old punk who made 8 pars in a row. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, you got a chance to win 2 bottles now. I mean, on a week that really
Or
doesn't
I
matter.
have a chance to lose more. Good God, this is.
You have a chance to get to double digits.
Fucking 10, Jeff, 10. Which is absolutely incredible. That's looking forward to watching. I hope you guys have a little education with our picks. I know many of our listeners enjoy some of the wagers that we make. This is shocking though. Jeff and I hit 100 episodes. That 100 episodes of our podcast. So like we've published 100 episodes on our podcast, which by the way is an incredible feat, I have to say. So Jeff, thank you for joining me on this just incredible journey. I would love to know of how many bets that we've made over those 100 episodes, like what the actual tally is. If someone could go back and listen to all the episodes and let us know, I would love to know how many I'm actually down.
Probably quite a few, but to hit 100 is a milestone. I didn't even know we were at it. I mean, I remember when we hit 50, and we had that little break in there when you were still in California. We were both on different shifts and we were busy and we didn't do them for a while. And then we kind of jumped back in. We've been pretty damn consistent for at least the last year plus. So to hit 100 is a big deal. Fucking I hope people keep watching us, keep liking us. We're only going to get better. I mean, the equipment's coming. We're only going to get better.
We're gonna get hopefully more people listen. So if you guys could do me a favor, just tell like 2 people to listen to this podcast. I would love to get like a few thousand, 10,000 more downloads a month, which would be awesome. But it's we're just gonna outlast them, Jeff. That's it. Like with all the golf podcasts, most of them are gonna die off either from old age or just tired of talking about freaking. Harris English winning in a playoff, or we're gonna get canceled. So it's either we're gonna outlast them or we might get canceled after some of our comments. But
I think we're gonna outlast them because here's the thing: I can't understand why people want to listen to golf podcasts to get a legitimate 4-round recap of some of these tournaments with stats and numbers. And to me, that makes no sense. If I want to know that, I can see that in 2 minutes by reading it on ESPN.com. I want to know the real stuff, the shit like we talk about, the controversy, right? Our takes, personal opinions, sometimes not the best, sometimes all right. But keep on keeping on.
It's been an incredible journey. Just a fresh reminder, the Aloha Press Classic, round 2, okay, October 9th and 10th. Up at Edgewood, Tahoe. If you're listening to this, check the website, thealohapress.com. Go to the website and register for the golf tournament. Sign up should be able to sign up there. We're taking the first 60 players, which I'm pretty sure. I think we're already signed up, probably anywhere from like 20 to 30 players. So if you're listening to this, go sign up. It's gonna be a hell of a ride.
All right, brother. Looking forward to it.
All right, man. Well. That being said, guys, really appreciate it. Do me a favor and again, just tell 2 people. That's all you got to do. Or tell 100. I don't know.
Here with
Send it out.
JC and Jeff.
Ain't no time for school today.
Hitting bombs.
Hey, watch this punch cut lob wedge. Replace your Marshalls with cart girls. They're better looking. They're serving drinks.
Got to hit bombs off the tee.
Phil talking about a guy taking a shit in the cut.
Mahalo.
That's what we did fireside with Phil.
Fire at the stick.
Hit bomb and attack the pin.